The Lord be with you, and a very, very, very warm welcome from all of us here at Powerscourt with Kilbride. Well, I hope you have been enjoying this amazing weather. It does really give us a glimpse of how beautiful Ireland can actually be, and several people have said to me, gosh, if we were guaranteed this every year, we'd never go away. You're welcome to join me for just a few minutes today as we take a little look at what has come up in the lectionary, the continuous story of Abraham and his generations. And the little piece appearing in our churches this morning is fondly known as Jacob's Ladder. So we'll listen to the scripture and we'll see how it speaks to us about God's grace in our lives today. Enjoy this little moment of time with God as we begin our time together with prayer. Jacob left Beersheba and went towards Haran. He came to a certain place and stayed there for the night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in that place. And he dreamed that there was a ladder set up on the earth, the top of it reaching to heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And the Lord stood beside him and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and to your offspring, and your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And all the families of the earth shall be blessed in you and in your offspring. Know that I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you." Then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." And he was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." So Jacob rose early in the morning, and he took the stone that he had put under his head, and set it up for a pillar, and poured oil on the top of it. He called the place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz at the first. "Angels love high places," she said suddenly, as we sat outside the door of a local nursing home in the bright sunshine. She closed her eyes for a moment and breathed in the heat. Far too young to be without her own home, but sufficiently unable to manage on her own. Yet every morning, weather permitting, she sat in this place, a little alcove beneath the front windows of the building, eyes fixed upon the towering mountain on the other side of a busy motorway. She doesn't see the cars or hear the noise. She sees the vast towering strength of heather-covered rock and finds there a piece of heaven just beyond her touch. Sometimes, in the most harrowing of circumstances, we find grace. Angels love high places. In Genesis today, Jacob finds grace in wilderness. He has fled his family, leaving behind anger, hurt, and deception. His wilderness is not only the barren landscape before him, but the knowledge that his home is no longer his own. What he doesn't know, and what he can't know, is that the woman who has always fought his corner, his mother Rebecca, will die before he finally reconciles with his brother, whose birthright he claimed through trickery. By every measure, this was the worst chapter of Jacob's life. And yet, angels love high places, where the air is thin and silence wraps itself round a broken soul. For Jacob, this wilderness is the very place where heaven touched earth. And there was no altar, no sanctuary or choir, but only a stone for a pillow. How often do we imagine that God waits for us at the end of our journey, after we have untangled the messes of our lives and repaired the failures and learned our lessons? But here is something astonishing. Jacob is to discover that God is already there, deep in the heart of his loneliness and failure, and before any attempt at repair is made, God has already arrived. So as Jacob slept, the heavens opened into a giant stairway filled with the movement of God's messengers. There was never an invitation for Jacob to climb to God, rather a declaration that God had already come. The distance between heaven and earth was crossed by God's initiative, not human endeavour, And that, my friends, is always the way of grace. God will always move towards the ones who cannot move towards him. The runaway finds that he has been found. The deceiver discovers that he cannot outrun mercy. The lonely man learns that he has never for 1 second been alone. And there are no words of condemnation. Instead, grace takes on these words: I am with you. I will watch over you. I will bring you back. For God, it isn't about failure, it's about future. Grace always writes the larger story, a story that moves through the crooked places of our hearts, our selfish ambition and our hidden fears. And it moves us onwards constantly through hope. In our story today, the place that Jacob thought was abandonment becomes Bethel, the house of God. The stone that held his weary head becomes a pillar of remembrance. The wilderness becomes a sanctuary. Transformation with God always begins with revelation. Before God changed Jacob's character, he changed his vision. He took him to one of those higher places where the angels love, where the perspective is broader and the view is clearer. And what happened in Jacob was a revelation, was a realization, and was the changing point of his entire life. His own words, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it." Angels love higher places. Through the soul I met the other day, who is distinctly aware that God is with her. Distinctly aware that he is there within that mountain that she fixes her eyes on a regular daily basis. Through her and through Jacob, we learn that God has always arrived before we even think of making the journey. To discover the mountain beyond the motorway in our lives can often be difficult, but we aren't given the task of doing this on our own. We are provided the grace which surrounds us within and without of ourselves, and just begs us to notice, draws us forward to understand how the angels love the higher places of ourselves.